So we're back for another episode of NBA 2K14. See the last episode yesterday, the Chicago Bulls beat the Miami Heat in the tight one, winning by 5, 111 to 106. And from Miami, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade have both 27 points. They combined 54. Rashard Lewis, Shane Baye 9, Jones have 8, Chris Bosh 6, and the rest of the Miami Heat and 13 assists, 5 points for Mario Chalmers. On the other hand, for Derrick Rose in the Chicago Bulls, he has 28 points, 12 assists. Joakim Noah 21, Jimmy Butler 21, Joakim Noah 15, Kurt Haring 14, Taj Gibson, Carlos Boucher, Luo Deng 6, and the rest of the guys of Chicago. So we're tied the series at 1-1 deadlock matchup. As we're going to 1-1 series, we're on the way to Windy City, and we're going to Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals from American Airlines Center in downtown Dallas, Texas. Game number 2 of the Western Conference Finals matchup. Can Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili of the San Antonio Spurs try tie the series at 1-1, or will be the same story for Dallas trying to go for a continued 2-0 and looking to remain 10 playoff victories, 10 straight playoff wins in this postseason. So for this game, they will be same jerseys like game 1. So for now, further ado, we're going to start tip, and let's get started. Go with the Kevin Harlan. Starts now in game 2. Let's rock and roll. Enjoy!
This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Welcome, folks. I'm Damon Bruce. The Western Conference Finals continue here in Game 2. It's the San Antonio Spurs going up against the Dallas Mavericks. I'll be here in the studio for the halftime show.
And there the Mavericks earlier getting set to play. We are here at the American Airlines Center with the crowd going crazy. Hi again, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. We thank you for joining us for this playoff edition of the NBA on 2K Sports Western Conference Finals. The battle now goes to Game 2. A quick check now at the starting 5 for both teams. And as we take a long look here at Kawhi Leonard, guys, what's your thought on him?
A very encouraging start to Leonard's career, Kevin. He's a tough defender, an excellent rebounder, and his offensive game expanded pretty quickly his rookie season as well.
I expect his offense to continue growing too. His huge hands help him in that regard, Steve. Great nose for the ball, high rate of steals, an expert at stripping it away. Look at the Mavericks. Guys, win after win, they have been utterly dominant in the postseason. One sweep after another.
This game really gives them a chance to kind of put the hammer down in this series. If they can build on that Game 1 victory and then win here tonight, it would make it almost impossible to come back from it.
But let's flip that script. A loss tonight and their home court advantage goes straight out the window, and that would put tons of pressure on them going on the road.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
Ginobili takes the poker. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And Duncan gets it to go in.
It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for him.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, Kevin, Greg Popovich had a few moments to share with me. I asked him how his team's mindset was after that opening loss. He told me, we're not down. Our goal was to come in here and take one of the first 2 on the road. So we're still in a position to accomplish what we set out for. Guys?
All right, Doris. You can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
And Ginobili, here we go. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And they're on fire. They've made 4 straight shots to get this thing going.
And here is Ellis. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Ellis has got his first basket.
Oh, a touch of class there, guys. He ended that play with the finger roll.
Ginobili dishes to Splitter. There's the pass to Parker. Makes the lead pass. Splitter, that's good.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, I think that could really set things up well the rest of the game. Pound the ball inside and then let your perimeter players play off your bigs.
Gets it to go. Ellis has got 5 now.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Ginobili with the three. Good.
This team is buzzing right now. They've yet to miss.
The Mavericks have gone 4-4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Nowitzki with it. Back to Ellis. On the wing there. For three. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. Marion's got his first 3 points of the game.
This is great. Three-pointers going down quickly at both ends.
Yeah, it took them no time to answer back on that possession.
Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
San Antonio making a switch here. Out Carter. He passes to Nowitzki. Diaw's there. Rejected by Diaw. Now here's Parker. Now the dish to Ginobili. Lays it up and banks it in. Ginobili's got 9 points.
And you can feel the pattern of this game, guys. They're working it inside, dominating in the paint, getting good shots at will.
Well, 4 of their last 5 baskets, guys, have been of exactly that variety.
And the basket by Nowitzki.
Well, when you combine Dirk's height with his touch and his release, which is basically behind his head, he becomes impossible to defend. And unless he's just missing his jump shot that night, you're in for a long night.
Especially when you couple it with his knack for playing with his back to the basket when he wants to. Often Dirk will catch it on the low block, lean into a defender to create some space, and then the next thing you know, he's up in the air knocking down that jumper.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. They won their last game Monday night.
Well, Kevin, they constructed a perfect offensive game plan going into that game, and it was quickly apparent how powerless the defense was to stop it.
Powerless is a good way to put it, Steve. We're unlikely to see that many uncontested baskets again anytime soon.
San Antonio making a switch here. Honors checked in. Mills with it, fended by West. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. Let's take this chance now to show you the list of the postseason scoring leaders. Dirk Nowitzki, number 1.
Well, he's almost unstoppable. He's got so many different ways he can hurt you and put the ball in the basket. And it seems as though he raises his level during the postseason.
Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
Just got a little careless on that pass. They should be able to connect on those.
Mavericks trailed by 3. West gets to Carter. Trying to get open is Nowitzki. And that's good. It's Carter for 3. Carter's got himself on the board with 3 there.
I thought the defense really kind of slacked off there. He's going to drill those threes when he gets a good look.
Rejected by Blake. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. Here's Jackson. And again, it's the Spurs from deep. There's 49 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And Nowitzki backs in. Fader on the way. Again, the Mavericks score.
He gets the fadeaway to go. I'd still rather see him go straight up with it.
San Antonio's gone 3 of 3 from deep. 9 points run up from outside here in the first. Jackson misses. Dallas has got a perfect 4 of 4 from beyond the arc. A lot of their points coming by way of the 3 in the first quarter.
Both teams on fire right from the opening tip.
Pedal to the throttle, Steve, just like we like it.
The Spurs making a switch here. The Mavericks shooting their first free throw of the night. West no good on the free throw. San Antonio trailing here. 4 seconds separating the shot game clocks. And the layup's good off the glass. But Brady's got his first points of the night.
You just can't afford to let somebody get that good position in the paint.
Well, it's more than trouble when he does catch it down there, Steve. He's never going to miss from that range.
Tough break for the defense. He took the heat and drew the whistle.
Yep, but when you get there late, that's what happens.
Carter Carter hits them both.
Boy, his free throw shooting, just another reason he's such a good all-around player.
The feed to Bellinelli. And Vince Carter picks up a foul. That is his first foul of the game. There's 10 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Deflected by Wright. Here's Larkin. Great touch on the 16-footer.
He shouldn't be afraid to take that shot more often. He's solid for me.
The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. Mavericks lead by 3. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back.
The Conference Finals, Game 4. LeBron James and the Miami Heat take on Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls. Saturday night in the NBA.
It's the NBA playoffs. Thanks for joining us as we get back to the action here in this Game 2. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen here, guys, from the Mavericks.
And they've done a nice job here offensively to establish a rhythm and a pace to this game.
And I like that they're finding ways to score, playing well here, Steve.
On the court for San Antonio, the duo at the forward, Steven Jackson and Tim Duncan. Bellinelli is out there with Tracy McGrady, and it's Bonner in at the center position. For 3, Calderon, cut the bucket. Calderon's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for Dallas.
You know, they've got to be careful not to give a shooter of his caliber open looks like that. 1 or 2 of those are all it takes to really get him going.
Back to Jackson, Bellinelli. And it's blocked by Wright. Carter against Jackson. Got a piece of it. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And they're sharing the ball, too, which I love. They're piling up the assist. We're seeing great offensive movement.
Splitters checked in for that line. Good on the shot.
Well, with a dead-eye shooter like him, it takes more than average defense to put a stop to it. It takes great defense, and even that might not be enough.
Duncan kicks to Jackson. Back to Duncan. Passes it to Bellinelli. And that is good. And so here is Dallas. 4-point game. Backing down is Wright. The stupendous finish in traffic. Wright's got his first points in this one. San Antonio's gone 3 of 3 from 3-point land right now. McGrady passes to Split. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
Boy, he really used his height there.
He sure did, Steve. I mean, a nice touch on that shot.
And fouled. He went up to the dunk. Good. Aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, he allowed him to get all the way to the rim, so actually a pretty good play to foul him and make him shoot free throw.
And then no choice really but to foul and stop the dunk. Don't let that happen.
A different look now for San Antonio. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Jackson. Ginobili comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Tracy McGrady. Manu Ginobili on the wing. Back to Parker. Shot on the wing. That shot's good on the assist by Ginobili. Quarter number 2. We're about 2 minutes in. Parker against Harris. Back to Marion. Drains it from beyond the arc. Marion's at 6.
That's far too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Well, it's 3 of the last 5 makes having been behind the three-point line, so got to make some adjustments defensively.
Parker dishes to Duncan. It's rebounded by Dallas.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
And Parker with the block. And that one's good. Right. And now a 9-point Maverick lead.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on the follow, just like he got there.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Looks like he saw some things out there that needed adjusting and wants to talk it over a little bit with his club.
I don't think you can ever go wrong burning a timeout if you see something you don't like and you need to talk about it.
Juwan Blair. He's checked in for Brandon Wright. Goes up off the inbound. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist from Thiago Splitter.
Good defense, but you gotta love the finish with the finger roll over the top.
Ellis off a pick from Blair. Ellis kicks to Blair. And that one's good. Blair's got his first bucket of the night.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, getting the ball into the post should be their first option every time down. Force the defense to adapt and adjust.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in this second quarter of play. Ellis down low. He's covered by Ginobili. And that one's good, Ellis.
And that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that towers over.
You know, he almost seems to enjoy those mismatches, Steve. It gives him a chance to show what a strong finisher he is.
He's on a nice pace now from the three-point line. 1 in the first quarter and now 2 coming here in the second.
And Nowitzki backs in. From 15 feet away. No good off the back of the rim. Spurs trail by 5. Here's Ginobili. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got assist number 5 here tonight.
That's such a feel shot, that floater over the top.
Here's a look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the best shooters during the postseason. Second is Vince Carter. Devin Harris is third.
Well, these two guys are consistent producers. I mean, they've had excellent playoff runs so far. The crowds get louder, and on every shot, it's got to be hard to maintain your concentration, but these guys find a way to do it.
There's Diaz checked in for the Spurs.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
And that one is right through.
Always some entertainment value when you go with the windmill chance.
Yeah, rim shaker and Steve a wrist breaker.
Outrageous, man. You know, Kevin, Diaz is a really interesting player. He's not a big scorer, but he's capable. He can rebound the ball, not really a shot blocker, but mainly he's strong. He's a cagey defender, and then a playmaking big man. Can step out and you can run your offense through him because he's such a good passer.
Yeah, indeed. A very good passer for a big man. He played some small forward when he came in the league. Right off the bat, and you can see some of that skill set now in his play.
The defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
And giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
Daniel Green, he's checked in for San Antonio. Mills comes in for Tony Parker. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Mills passes to Duncan. With the fadeaway. That one goes. Count. Duncan's got 6 points.
That's old school right there, and I like it. The fadeaway.
Outside, Green. And here's Mills. And stolen by Harris. Here's Bazemore. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. Second quarter ends in a tight one. Mavericks ahead. They lead by 3. Folks, stay tuned for the halftime show with Damon Bruce for all the highlights from our first half.
Now, presented by Sprint. Hello out there and welcome to the Halftime Report as the conference finals continue on 2K Sports. It's a close game for the Mavericks going up against the San Antonio Spurs. They're looking for their second win in as many games in this series. Monte Ellis getting it done early. He's got 7 points, and he's also made plays for others, showing his court vision definitively in this one. And on the other side, San Antonio just keeps scrapping. Great activity defensively. They're taking measured risks, trying to force turnovers, putting a lot of pressure on that end of the floor. Manu Ginobili having himself a big-time game. The bucket looks about 5 feet wide for him. He hasn't missed one shot. Can you believe it? And that's going to do it. Time now to send you back to Big D. Third quarter coming up.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint. Back here at the Western Conference Finals as we get things started once more.
What a game for Ginobili. He has 17 points, and he's got 9 points from behind the arc.
Yeah, that's been an important part of his game today. He's made his open looks.
Dallas leading by 3. Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the court for the Mavericks. Marion and Nowitzki at the forwards. Devin Harris is out there with Ellis. And it's D'Alembert in at the 5, rolling the paint. Leonard attacking. Again, the Spurs good for 2. Dallas has gotten all but one of the 3-pointers to go down in this game. They've gone 7 of 8 so far. Out to Marion from the arc. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. Ellis has got 5 assists tonight.
That's pretty much been the norm for them. Getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
And Samuel D'Alembert picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Looked to me like the defender didn't get squared up and get his feet set.
Good work by the officials. A nice call. That play can be tough to judge sometimes.
Really left alone that time. And that's 20 points for Manu Ginobili.
Got to make a defensive adjustment here because he's just destroying them from three-point range.
Well, even when they've closed out on him, Steve,
And assists like that have typified their effort today. Great ball movement.
really an example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Parker against Ellis. Parker dishes the left. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
They've been good on all 3 of their shots since coming out of the locker room at the break.
Harris kicks to Ellis. Marion. Dallas moving it around. And that one's good. Nowitzki's got 4 points now in the quarter.
That's 4 straight from the field, guys. Off to a quick start this third quarter.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Boris Diaz checked in for the Spurs.
Give him a round of applause, fans.
Here's Splitter, and he makes it look easy. He's dunking it hard with one hand. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D. I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
Here's Ginobili. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Ginobili's got 22.
And that's his forte, finding that angle and then aggressively attacking the rim.
And he's on the bounds. Dallas will retain possession. A different look now for San Antonio. Matt Bonner, he's checked in for Splitter. And Kawhi Leonard subbed in for Manu Ginobili. Nowitzki. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
We're seeing the Spurs unable to defend against Nowitzki.
13 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
Yeah, and you'd expect by the end of this game, I'm sure the numbers are going to look even better.
The Mavericks shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
The main thing there was that he got them a 2-possession lead despite the 1 miss.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yeah, you got that right, Kevin. He's such a reliable finisher.
Pass to Larkin. Shoots the three. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 3 assists in the game. Here's Mills, defended by Larkin. Mills passes to Bonner, and it's sent back by Dallenberg. Nowitzki gets to Larkin, and that one's good. Larkin's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Now, sometimes when you're at a height disadvantage, that's the way to attack. Go right at your defender.
Dishes it to Diallo. Defender touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The defenders just aren't aggressive enough down low.
Dallas calls timeout. And during the timeout, both coaches getting a chance here to review the strategy at this point of the game, along with the discussions. Also some rehydration going on with Gatorade. Everyone trying to bring their top game here tonight.
Yeah, that's why you see the trainers going around to every player, making sure they're hydrated, they're getting enough to drink during the game. So important to hydrate yourself and keep yourself strong and ready to play for these big minutes down the stretch.
That's good. And that's now 24 points for Manu Ginobili.
Well, their plan of attack has been pretty clear to see. I mean, get the ball inside and just take it strong to the hoop. Be dominant in the lane.
Well, the defense has been very slow to adjust. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Spurs trail by 9. Back to Leonard. Jacks up a 3. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
Another good offensive possession for him. He's trying to shoulder the load here for his team.
A jump hook, and off the front iron, and in it goes. And 12 points for Vince Carter. San Antonio's gotten the 3-ball working for them in the second half. They've hit 3 out of 3 shots from long range. Here's Splitter, and there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here, following the goaltending call.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Now you can tell what the crowd thinks about that call.
Yeah, they erupted as soon as the whistle blew.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Tim Duncan, who's checked in for Matt Bonner. Jackson comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And Tony Parker subbed in for Patrick Mills.
You don't need much range to hit from that distance, Kevin.
And Parker, here we go. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Parker's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
You can see that they're not as aggressive from the three-point line. Far more attempts in the first half.
Well, Clark, a clear line to the basket and the jam.
And that is outstanding. In attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
Spurs trail by 8. Kicks it out to Ginobili. It's stolen by Calderon. And he drops him a layup off the glass. Calderon's got 8 points. As we end the 3rd quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Mavericks lead by 10. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the 4th quarter.
Western Conference Finals, Game 3. Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks go up against Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs. This Friday, 10 Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The 4th quarter of play should begin momentarily. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
About the three-point shooting we're seeing so far, guys. Amazing.
Something that also stands out tonight is the number of assists they have. I mean, that's a mark of a good club.
On the court for San Antonio. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter. Tracy McGrady is out there with Tony Park. And it's Green in at the 3, the small forward. The free throw drops for Duncan. Mavericks leading by 7. Harris with it. Ellis kicks the corner. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. 15 points for Vince Carter.
It seems like they've given up far too many points from the three-point shot today. A lot of open looks out there.
I agree, Steve. The defensive rotations have been abysmal.
What a display of offense we've seen today, and it's only getting better.
Well, both defenses have been on their heels all day, and it's begun to take its toll. Well, they were sleeping on defense. The defense really didn't do its job. I mean, a little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint. That's costly.
Well, and at this stage, it's tight game. I think this is when tired legs start to show, and the defense can become vulnerable in the low block.
Spurs trail by 8. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Here's Duncan. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Duncan's got 5 points now in the quarter.
You know, they really aren't putting up any resistance on the low block. That's the 5th consecutive basket inside.
And, Steve, these looks they're allowing almost automatic.
And the basket by Harris.
And another three-pointer to their second-half total.
Yeah, they caught that long-range bug at halftime, and it's been bombs away ever since.
And the Spurs making a change here. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Guys, thank you. I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was saying to his team. He was not happy with their play to this point, telling them we're getting out hustled, plain and simple. There's still time, but we've got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way. And that one's good. Parker.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
Harris dishes to Nowitzki. Duncan with the block. And that's out of bounds. Down. Will retain possession. Ginobili's checked in for Daniel Green. Tipped away. Harris passes to Nowitzki. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It's on Kawhi Leonard. Spurs trail by 10. Parker kicks to Ginobili. Unloads. And the Spurs scoring again.
He's done a ton to help his team, guys, and he may have to do more if they're going to come back and win.
It's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
When you hear the crowd murmuring, I don't think they agreed with the officials on that one.
Steve, I tell you what, they're really letting them have it.
Spurs have gone 7 of 7 from the field to start the final quarter. What an amazing start. Feeds to Duncan. And that one's good.
Well, I tell you what, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders. They're not getting the job done.
Yeah, that's 10 of the last 12 points they've allowed on good looks right at the rim.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. And it's Harris off the drive. Takes it into the teeth of the knee and converts the layup. Harris has got 5 points now in the quarter. Ginobili kicks to Parker. That falls. Nice feed that time for Ginobili. Ginobili's got 3 assists now in this one. Mavericks leading by 6. Back to Marion. Marion left side. Goes up on the wing. It goes straight through with the switch. San Antonio calls timeout. It's been quite a game for Dirk Nowitzki.
He's on fire. They needed to put their heads together to figure out how to get the ball out of his hands.
Vince Carter. He's checked in for Dallenberg. San Antonio with the ball. Leonard attacking. Here's Parker. And it's San Antonio with another.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Nowitzki kicks to Murray. Gets it to go.
Good job here in the second half. They're doing a really solid job of pounding that ball inside. They're being intentional about it. And that's the way you succeed, getting that ball inside.
1:49 left in the fourth quarter. Parker kicks to Ginobili. On deep. And again, it's San Antonio with a three.
Well, you look at the scoreboard and you realize how much he's already contributed. You really have to wonder how bad it might be if he weren't doing the job he's done so far.
That's good. 20 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
That's his first three-pointer of the half. Remember, he did make one in the first half as well.
Ginobili with the ball. Picked up by Ellis. Ginobili dishes to Parker. And it's San Antonio with another.
This is the kind of one-man performance that can win games for a team.
Yeah, he's unflappable, Steve. He doesn't seem rattled at all by the score. And he's now 4 for 4 in the quarter.
1:06 left in the fourth quarter. Carter with the three. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. Carter's got 13 points in the second half.
He's been key for this team's offense the way he's distributed the ball.
Yeah, you know, the offense is just moving through him, Steve. No doubt.
Textbook right there. Nice pass, great catch, beautiful finish.
Ellis goes in. That is good. And the Mavericks lead by 10.
This is some kind of performance we're seeing from him today. He is yet to miss a shot.
It's Ginobili outside. And again, it's San Antonio with a three.
Boy, that was a thing of beauty by Carter.
And the clock is their worst enemy right now.
Yeah, they've got to work very quickly here, Steve.
This may be their most important possession.
Yeah, as long as they don't make a mistake here, they should be safe. And with that basket, you'd have to think this lead is safe.
Well, if not 100% safe, certainly 95%.
It's Ginobili outside. Connects. And now they trail by just 4.
Another baby bottom smooth stroke there. I mean, that's perfect form showing at the three-point line.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. That's the first that puts them up by 5. Samuel Gallenberg is checked in for the Mavericks. The second one is good. And both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Boy, he looked confident, didn't he? Stepping to the foul line and knocking down a couple.
.26 seconds left in the fourth. And Nowitzki with the ball. And they go to the intentional foul. He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's an 8-point game. We've got 22 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Outside Jackson. Kicks it to Mills. He dishes it to Diaw. Ellenelli gets the 3 to fall.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
And the Mavericks call time here. They're in front by 5. Just 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now Nowitzki. So we see the Mavericks get the win here. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this one.
And that'll wrap it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, and the whole 2K crew. Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching the NBA Western Conference Finals presented by 2K Sports. And now we present the Jordan Player of the Game.
So very, very close victory in game number 2. So the Dallas Mavericks are now taking a 2-0 and remains perfect. 10-0 in the playoffs. They defeat the San Antonio Spurs 2-0 right now in this best of 7. Here's the box score for the Mavericks. 22 points and 5 assists for Dirk Nowitzki. Vince Carter 18, Sean Marion and Montana 16, Devin Harris 12, Jose Calderon 8, Shane Larkin 7, Blair Wright are 6, and the rest of the Dallas players. On the other side, for the San Antonio, despite the Spurs shooting guard Manu Ginobili, he has 37 points with 7 threes. Tony Parker 14, Duncan 13, Kawhi Leonard 12, Diallo Splitter 10, Boris DL 8, Steven Jackson 6, and the rest of the San Antonio. So one of the close game in the contest, and the Dallas Mavericks remnants of the 2-0 over the San Antonio Spurs in the Texas rivalry again. So that will wrap up here in game number 2. Oops. I didn't see the save here. I didn't see the save. I didn't see the save here. I need to save quickly. We'll check the brackets there. Alright, safety here. Alright. Safety is ready, so don't touch that again. Here is now. We're going to game number 3. Heading from South Beach to Windy City. Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. We're on the way to Windy City in Chicago. Featuring LeBron James and Dwayne Wade of the Miami Heat take on Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah of the Chicago Bulls. With the series is tied 1-1. The winner will go the chance to take a 2-1 series lead of the best of 7 conference finals. So that should do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin, and I saw the NBA opens for the preseason Abu Dhabi. The 49ers defensive 4th and 1 stopped by healthy Brock Purdy knock off Matthew Stafford of the Los Angeles Rams on Thursday Night Football down to the finish 26-23 ends the stop 4th and 1 in overtime. And the wildcard series wraps up in game 3 in winner take all series. First it was Detroit Tigers getting job done in revenge, in a perfect revenge over the Cleveland Guardians to avoiding deja vu. The Chicago Cubs defeat the San Diego Padres to face Milwaukee Brewers, and defending the American League Championship, the New York Yankees, they stay alive over his arch AL East rival and nemesis, Boston Red Sox. So the division series are set. The AL East rivalry will meet for the first time. The Toronto Blue Jays will meet against New York Yankees. Both teams are 9-4, won by the Blue Jays. The second one, there will be the Seattle Mariners and the Detroit Tigers. The third on the side of National League, the NL Central rivalry, there would be a first time between those two teams. However, there was a previous match that was 2018 NL Central tiebreaker. There was the Milwaukee Brewers against the Chicago Cubs, and the marquee matchup will be a great game between the LA Dodgers and the Philadelphia Phillies. So that will wrap things up in game 2. The final score is Dallas 116, San Antonio 111. This is Andre Kenshin saying so long from American Airlines Center in downtown Big D, Dallas, Texas. We'll see you tomorrow for Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals from Windy City in Chicago at United Center. It's time to take care, and so long everyone at the Big D, and take care. Signing out and take off. Peace out. Good night, and we'll see you tomorrow for Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Take care, and have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day, guys, and peace. Tomorrow night and good night. Peace.